Hi there, everybody. Coming out to take a look at the trees here. We finally got some beautiful weather. About mid to upper 60s here in Vermont. What is it? April 23rd. Nice Honeycrisp there at about half-inch green. This is a Nova Spy. It's a northern spy tree that was found up in Nova Scotia. Evidently it's got some nice red characteristics to the apple. Beautiful tree. If you haven't ever done it before, window screens are great down the bottom of the tree. Keep the voles off of them. And also you're going to keep the borers out from laying their eggs down at the base of the tree with those. So it's a good way of protecting your trees. Another Honeycrisp. And this is a Liberty. And boy, it's got a ton of blossoms on them. Not a surprise. They really like to fruit like crazy. You gotta really thin them out hard when you're growing them. Really good apple, but they need to be thinned hard to keep some decent sized apples. Here's another one. Another thing you can do to get them to fruit good is use some spreaders. Keep these limbs coming out at a 60-degree angle. You'll get more fruit quicker on these younger trees. These two trees are, I think I put them in the ground about 2 years ago. Really nice trees. So here's a few more Honeycrisp here. These are all on bigger rootstock, M111. I've got a few M7s down here, rootstock, which puts out a little bit smaller trees. These were planted a little bit later, but beautiful trees. Last year, of course, May 18th, we lost all our apples with a late freeze event. And so I think these things are really wanting to fruit this year pretty good. And we ended up, you can see down to the back there, a pile of prunings there. That's like there's about 3 piles about that big. That's probably the size of a small dump truck. And normally we have one of them, and we had about 2 to 3 this year, just because they wanted to grow wood last year instead of apples. So we had to do a ton of, same amount of pruning, but it's just each branch got a lot bigger. It's a nice, beautiful Honeycrisp. This thing is gonna fruit good this year. We'll have to thin these out real hard to get some decent size to them. But beautiful trees out here this year. Out in the Tall Spindle, we planted a lot of trees out there this year. Starting to do some mulching out there underneath the trees. You can see some big piles out there, and we'll take a look at that another day or two. Well, cross your fingers, because we're looking at some real cold weather tomorrow night. I think we're supposed to get down to 24 degrees at half-inch green, which these are half-inch green. These not quite up to tall spin or to tight cluster, but they will just going to make it through that freeze event. We're supposed to get down to about 24 degrees. At half-inch green, you can get down to, I want to say 23 with about a 10% loss, and then down to 15 is a 90% loss. But if they're opened up to a little bit more than that, this one's opened up a little bit more. But if you open up where you see the little balls of fruit in them, where the blossoms would be opening, they're more susceptible to the cold. So about I think it's 25 degrees is a 10% loss, maybe 27. I'd have to look it up. And then 23 degrees is a 90% loss. So these should be okay, but it's still a little too close for comfort. We do have some Zestars out there that are opened up a little bit more, and so they might be in trouble, but well, we'll see what happens. Crossing our fingers. That's farming. Y'all have a great night.